story.
Hey, what's this? I can't.
You can? You can? What does it say? Thank you. And then how do you say this word, guys?
Thank you.
O-M-U. You have to pronounce it Amu. Amu? Do you guys know what an Amu is?
No.
We're gonna find out. Okay, so the title of the book is called Thank You, Amu. Can you guys all say it? Ah, and moo like a cow. Can you moo? Moo.
Oh, Carly.
Okay. On the corner of First Street and Long Street, on the very top floor, Amu was cooking a thick red stew in a big fat pot for a nice evening meal. She seasoned and stirred it and took a small taste. What a delicious stew, Amu said. Tonight's dinner will surely be the best I've ever had. You can see she's making a little stew. With that, Amu put down her spoon and went to read a book before supper. As the thick red stew simmered on the stove, its scrumptious scent wafted out the window, out the door, down the hall, toward the street, around the block, until someone was at the door. When Amu opened it, she saw, what do you guys think she saw?
Her mom.
Her mom? A cow.
Cow.
Okay. It was a little boy.
Oh.
Little boy, Amu exclaimed. What brings you to my home? He says, I was playing with my race car down the hall when I smelled the most delicious smell. The little boy replied, what is it? She says, thick red stew. Stew, he sighed. That sure sounds yummy. See, he's got his little red car. Do you guys play with cars?
No.
Guys? No cars? No cars.
Well, I have cars. Well, I have cars. An ice cream truck.
Ice cream truck? Oh my god.
I have a cupcake truck. And then had some sound.
Oh.
Ow.
Okay, we continue on, guys. Amu thought for a moment. She was saving her stew for dinner, but she had made quite a bit. It would not hurt to share. Do you guys think she should share with him?
Yeah.
Yes. Would you like some? She said. The little boy nodded. And so, Amu spooned out some thick red stew from a big fat pot for her nice evening meal.
Something else?
What does he say when she gives him something?
Thank you.
Thank you, Amu, the little boy said, and he went on his way. See his little...
Oh, he's so little.
With that, Amu closed the door and went back to her book. As she read, her thick red stew's scrumptious scent wafted out the window, out the door, down the hall, towards the street, around the block, until... Did you guys guess?
Yes, knock knock.
Knock knock. Someone was at the door. When Amu opened the door, this time she saw... Who do you think? Out on the street. Who's out on the street?
Another little boy. Another little girl. A little girl.
A police officer. A police officer. Miss Police Officer, Amu exclaimed. What brings you to my home? She says, I was on duty down the street when I smelled the most delicious smell. Miss Police Officer replied. What is it? What is it, guys?
Red soup.
Yep, it's the thick red stew. Ah, stew, she said, and her mouth watered. That sounds mighty tasty. Amu thought for a moment. There was still enough to share. Would you like some? Should she share?
Yeah.
The police officer nodded. Once again, Amu spooned out the thick red stew from the big fat pot for her nice evening meal. What does the police officer say?
Thank you.
The officer said and went on her way. And here's Amu's officer. And so, for the second time, Amu closed the door and went back to her book. Sure enough, as she read, the thick red stew's scrumptious scent wafted out the window, out the door, down the hall, towards the street, around the block, until...
Knock knock again.
Knock, knock, knock. Again, someone was at Amu's door. This time she opened it and she saw... Who? Who do you guys think?
A little girl.
It's not a little girl.
A police officer.
A hot dog vendor. Do you guys like hot dogs? Do you guys like hot dogs?
I don't like hot dogs.
Me either.
I like hot dogs.
You like hot dogs? I would ask her Stu if I had hot dogs. I don't like hot dogs. Mr. Hot Dog Vendor, Almo exclaimed. What brings you to my home? He says, I was selling my hot dogs down the block when I smelled the most delicious smell. It wasn't hot dogs. Mr. Hot Dog Vendor replied. What is it? It's not hot dogs. The red stew. Ooh, stew, the vendor licked his lips. That sounds quite delectable. Here, he's at the door. Those glasses. So Almo spooned out some thick red stew from the big fat pot for her nice evening meal. What does he say to her?
Thank you.
And he went on his way. Throughout the city, people from all across the neighborhood knocked on Almo's door. She fed a shop owner, a cab driver, a doctor, an actor, a lawyer, a dancer, a baker, an artist, a singer, an athlete, a bus driver, a construction worker, and even the mayor stopped by. And each time they knocked, Almo shared. Soon, the sky darkened and the streetlights brightened. It was finally, oh, you don't want to see the cage? It's just a bunch of people. Here's the part we want to see. Soon, the sky darkened, the streetlights brightened, and it was finally time for dinner. But when Almo opened her big fat pot of thick red stew for her nice evening meal, it was empty. But she shared all of it. She had none for herself. What's she gonna do? Almo sniffled. There goes the best dinner I ever had. Sorry and blue, she sat at the table with her empty pot until, you guys know what's gonna happen?
No. I think the people are gonna say with her too. Their foods that they make.
Ooh, that's a good guess. There's knocking. Who could that be? Alma wondered. When she opened the door, she saw the little boy, the police officer, the hot dog vendor, the shop owner, the cab driver, the doctor, the actor, the lawyer, the dancer, the baker. Why, everyone she fed was at her door. I'm sorry, everyone, she said. My thick red stew is all gone. I have nothing left to share. The little boy tugged on her sleeve. Don't worry, Almu. We are not here to ask. What are they here for?
To say live.
They're here to give. So they're all standing at the door when she opens it. The police officer carried in a fresh salad. The mayor entered with roast chicken. The baker brought a collection of sweet goodies. Even the little boy presented Almu with something special in a shiny red envelope. You know what that could be?
Oh.
Everyone who had knocked on Almu's door that day squeezed inside her tiny apartment, and together they ate, danced, and celebrated. While Almu's big fat pot of thick stew was empty, her heart was full of happiness and love.
Yay!
That dinner was the best she ever had. And what was in the red card? A note that said, can you guys read that?
No.
Thank you.
Cow.
Thank you, Almu. Can you say that?
Thank you.
And that's So, what did you guys learn? Sharing is really good because then it'll come back to you and people will share with you as well. Sharing is caring, guys. Okay, good job, everybody. Okay, good job. That was the story. And I have a little gift for you guys.
Yeah!
Take home. It's candy.